they haven't even done it yet, but the Liberals are already paying a price for their promise to end the bombing. Being shut out of the Paris meeting is an embarrassment, and the government is scrambling to play it down.
Well, like I said, meetings happen all the time. There's a number of other meetings that happen that you may not be actually aware of.
The defense minister was on the defensive.
I have a couple meetings that are going to be coming up in the next few weeks to talk about ISIL.
True, but not like the Paris meeting of defense ministers from the US, Britain, France, Germany, Italy, plus the Netherlands and Australia, both of whom have small fighter forces like Canada's, the difference being they've promised to stay. So they made the list of those invited.
But there can be no free riders. That means as we invest in the acceleration of the campaign, so must every one of our coalition partners and every nation in a position to help.
Canada, by contrast, has pledged to stop loading bombs onto CF-18s and raining them down on ISIS. The government has still not said when it will stop. In fact, the pace of the bombing has increased under the Liberals. But just saying it will end seems to mean that Canada will not be at the table in Paris. The opposition seized on that.
So the coalition partners are getting together to talk about what more needs to be done to defeat ISIS. Canada's not there. 6 months ago, we hosted the meeting. Enter Trudeau, we're not even invited to the meeting.
The issue, and that is one of a bit of confusion amongst our allies as to what Canada intends to do. The signals have been anything but clear.
Even some Liberals seem to agree with that.
It's that lack of direction and certainty that I think is causing other people to wonder. So Australia gets invited with the same number of aircraft that we have still flying, but we don't.
This defense analyst says the government has compounded the problem by not saying what it will do instead of bombing.
Our government's been taking its time to select the appropriate way forward that it sees fit. But in the meantime, the coalition is simply, I think, moving ahead.
And in the meantime, other nations are already doing what Canada's government says it will do, adding ground forces and trainers. And there's still no date for when they will go and when the CF-18s will come home. Peter.
All right, Terry. Thank you.